small business, and the third is medium business. Why would that be? Because small businesses are considered practice fields. The cyber attackers will go in and practice on small businesses before they move to another business to make sure that their stuff is working. So small businesses, especially between 5 and 50 employees, are the most vulnerable at this point. And they are the ones that believe in security by obscurity. Meaning, I'm small, nobody's gonna hit me, nobody's gonna attack me. And every year they're increasing, especially with AI coming on board. Have anybody ever seen this? I have. I've seen it. I've had a business. This came across. That's me. Employee comes running to me, hey, we can't get into our data. I log in, and this is what I got from the hacker. So it was my manufacturing company in San Jose. It's closed down now, but it was in business for 35 years. We got hacked. 2 years later, we just couldn't recover from the hack. What happened? The intruder got in, encrypted our data, gave me that message. Back then, they wanted a Bitcoin and a half, something like $7,000 for ransomware. It wasn't that big. This is 2015. So they weren't into the big dollars yet. So I started negotiating with a hacker. Actually sending emails. We were emailing back and forth. I got him down to $4,000. So for $4,000, he gave us the encryption key. So what they do is they encrypt all your data, and there's keys to unlock it. So they gave me the key. I gave my IT guy to open it up. It turns out it's like somebody went into your closet and gave you your closet back, but all the clothes was thrown on the floor. Some of them were torn. The data is not given to you back in any orderly kind of way. So you have to be able to put it back together. It took us weeks to put it back together. Not only that, but once we started decrypting the data, the key didn't cover enough of the data, because unbeknownst to the hacker, he had hit our server. He thought he hit a PC. So that I had to go back and buy another key to decrypt the rest of the data on there. So I got it for another $1,000. Then insurance was good. Insurance paid for the ransom. Insurance paid for getting everything back up to date. What they couldn't pay us for, though, is business interruption. Right? Our business was interrupted. We lost sales. We're a custom manufacturer, so our customers had to go someplace else during this time that we were down. It took us 4 weeks to get back into production. That is too long for medical companies. They're just not going to wait. They're going to find somebody else. Now, how did that happen? I mentioned earlier security by obscurity. Our IT person on a firewall left one port open. It's like leaving a window open in your house that only you know of, because a firewall, your first line of defense, has 65,000 ports on it, 65,000 windows. He thought I go up high enough in the numbers, nobody will know that I'm there, and he left it open. Well, the hacker came in and did a scan and discovered, hey, this guy's got a port open, and that's how he got in. We don't allow that anymore, so you make sure that somebody is keeping your firewall up to date. Firewalls are not a plug, and what's that commercial? Set it and forget it? That's not the firewall, because the hackers are constantly improving their skill set. Oh, and the backups. I had a backup system, paid a lot of money for. Every Friday, the IT person, not the IT, the accounting person would take out the tape and take it home and put a new tape in, right? So we were rotating it, we're doing everything we're supposed to do. When this happened, we discovered that the backup was not writing to the tape. It hadn't been for 6 months, right? Another problem, right? You gotta check those backups, and you have to test the integrity of the data. We didn't. So all these are experiences that I personally had that's cost me, not thousands, but millions of dollars for losing the company that was doing very well back then. Shut down, customers didn't get their orders, weeks. We had simple cybersecurity protections. This could have been prevented. Simple is have all the ports closed. That's all we had to do to get it, to prevent it. But we don't know that, we don't take care of it. Who knows this? What is this? Phishing, right? What's phishing? It's when somebody sends you a fake email and wants you to click on it. That's phishing, that's what they're doing. I have a marketing agency. who was very proud. I said, you should have some antivirus. He goes, no, why? I have Mac. Macs aren't vulnerable to this. I said, are you sure? Because the only reason they weren't in the past because there's no money behind the Mac. It's just a bunch of artists and graphic designers and stuff like that, right? That's the thought, right? He got hit. He got hit. All his data was taken, all the customer data. He had to go out and replace all his credit cards, do all this, and now he's a believer. So if he would have just been a little bit more cautious, put an antivirus in there, he would have been safe. Now, if you don't, the next big step is to talk to Avi for Legal Shield, because then he could have had a white glove, he could have filed the police report, and everything would have been taken care of for him. So if it's not too late, but have that protection. Antivirus and Legal Shield, and you're talking not that many dollars to get this done, taken care of for you. Because once it happens, it's awful. You have to notify all your customers, everybody in your database, in case you didn't know that by law, that you were hit. They look familiar. What's the biggest email right now that's going around as a fish? Email, what type, what brand? Amazon, right? You have an Amazon package delivery today, right? I didn't order anything. What did I order? Click, dead, right? So even those, Amazon, they're very good on the logos. They're very good on their websites. They're very close, right? They may put, instead of Amazon, it's Amazon. Amazon with an M instead of an N. You won't see that. You'll click right on it.
So I just got 2 days ago from PayPal.
PayPal is good too, yeah.
Because I'm in that industry, I know to check. I couldn't identify anything on the email. The domain was paypal.com, right? Only when I logged into my PayPal account, I couldn't find that transaction. But the emails, that's
the one I forwarded?
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, Kim.
You have 5 minutes.
I have 5 minutes. Thank you. I thought you had a question, Kim. Okay, now, how to prevent that is, obviously in the industry, in the business, right, you need to be trained. You need to train your employees and test them. We have a testing capability that we send out fake phishing emails to see if employees click on it. If they do, they go to a training site. It's just an awareness, right? Because we tell them, if you don't know what it is, send it to the IT department. Don't open it. But it's a training. Like we said earlier, 74% of violations of your data are human error. And that's one of the biggest human errors there is. They're watching us. We're on the computer. We may not know that or recognize that, but they're there. They're looking for us. Ransomware from a Chinese website. That was a Chinese website. And China, being a communist country, there's no controls over there. What happened is one of our customers, clients, wanted to get a better price on some product, on some raw materials, and went to China. Went to a website. As he was working, the antivirus or the virus got in to a system. They were our customer. They destroyed all the data, but we had the backups. Our guy went out. This was Friday afternoon. Now, they have government contracts, by the way. So Friday afternoon, we went out there. Monday morning, they were back in production. Because we had the data backed up, everything was going. They lost 0 customers, 0 production time. Within 1 week, everything was back to normal because they had taken the precautions. Now, this could have been also prevented by training the employee, right? Another way to do that is through firewalls, right? You can configure your firewall not to go to China. You can configure your firewall not to go to certain websites. You could whitelist them. These are the good ones. Don't go anyplace else. It'll restrict that. So you have, or we have, or most people have, all these techniques, all these abilities to go ahead and support their systems if they use them. Best practices, never click on anything you didn't expect. Don't let the curiosity get the best of you. That's what they bank on, is that you're curious. Train your employees how to spot phishing emails and keep software and systems updated. One of the biggest things that's happening now is Windows 10 is going away, right? In October, Windows 10 is going to charge you, or Microsoft, $61 a year to keep it updated. And then the second year, it's $122. And then third year is $244. I wouldn't pay that. I'd go ahead and upgrade to Windows 11 because it is more secure. And I think if you look at insurance policies, they're going to start requiring the latest type, or they're not going to pay, right? So that, keep it updated. Make sure you're aware of that. Training. Training is all about helping somebody else, knowing what you know, and passing that information on to somebody else for their protection. So one thing I want you to do today, if you can, is install, if you don't have an antivirus, install it. And if you do have one, get it updated. Make sure it's updated. Just click on it and make sure it's been updated. That's all I'm asking you to do today. And I want you to be like the squirrel. The squirrel has zero trust. Where it stores its nuts, you don't know. It doesn't tell its family. It doesn't tell anybody. It actually, if it suspects that you're watching it, it'll go put it someplace in a fake deal and then go to its regular location where it really wants to. Be a squirrel when it comes to your data, all right? Protect it.
My squirrel does that.
Your squirrel does that? All right, so here is a 5-minute do-it-yourself assessment that you don't have to pay an IT guy to come out. You can do this yourself. It's very basic. It goes across 5-6 areas: your phone, your IT service provider, your network, and you can grade yourself on them and see where you stand on each one. So if you have any questions of that, you give me a call, send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to discuss it with you. Yes, sir.
So I found that GoDaddy, if you're using your email through them, they will track a lot of the fraud emails. They will track them for you right away.
They will.
And they will show you where the frauds are. And the spam, or the ones that you subscribe to regularly, they'll call them spam until you release them. But those phishing ones, the phishing and the fraud ones, they will trap, they won't even bring them to the inbox at all.
Okay.
Which is really
Don't fall asleep with that.
No, of course not.
Because we'll test you, and I'll get one through, right? That they do the rookies, but you have professionals out there that know how to get around that. So don't go to sleep at the wheel. Don't do like the Navy did during Pearl Harbor and think it's a flock of geese. You're actually being attacked, right? All right, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.